want to know how to get a girl on DM, Ronan?
Frick, my whole routine to just go with the flow.
Dominating fantasy football in the Betr League.
Yeah, I think the hunting forcing you to be present.
Homeboy's delusional.
What's up, y'all? It's the fall, and you know what that means. Football is here. Make sure to go download the Betr app and play Betr Picks. You do this, you can win 100 times your money, and that would be sick. So go download the app. Football season's around. Win some money.
New users will get a deposit match up to $100. Use promo code Tony. If you like Prize Picks or Underdog, this fricks both of them up. You guys are going to love it.
Welcome back to Nickels and Dimes. Miss you, bro.
Miss you too, bro.
I don't have glasses, man.
I know you don't.
I don't have them.
I guess we'll do a non-glass episode. Keep it fresh.
All right, yeah, keep everybody on their toes.
Bro, you really have been gone for too long. It's getting weird at this point.
I know, man. I've been gone for a while, but I've been active. I've been getting crap done. Been out in the woods, just doing my thing, man. You know, I was talking with somebody, and I think this will be really interesting, but I've thought about it long and hard, and since I was 5 till now, 27, so 22 years, this is by far the longest break I've ever taken from training.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, it's been insane. It's really weird. I feel a lot of, I don't think anxiety is the right word, but I feel like, because I don't feel anxious to get back and train, but I feel like I just need to.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really excited and hungry to get back in there, but it's crazy that, I mean, I had never taken longer than probably a week off of training since 5 years old.
That's crazy. Yeah, you never had like a big surgery or anything to like force you into it, so.
Never.
That's wild. What did you get out of it? Besides getting pumped and to get back, have that fire?
Yeah, I think a lot, man. I think that, you know, you just, when you stop, I think that my body is probably going to feel a lot better, just not as stressed. And I've been kind of learning how to go about my life just in a different way and really, I guess, reanalyze what's important to me and what's not and what I want to do. And you have, when you're training, you don't really have a lot of time to think. You're just, you're basically training and then recovering from and getting ready for your next session.
Yeah.
So you don't really think about as much, you know, you're not really contemplating a lot. You're just in that mode. So I feel like lately, especially with what I'm doing, you know, just hunting out in the woods. This morning I was by myself for 4 hours in the blind. So wow. You just have a lot of time to sit there and think. But it's interesting because I contemplate a lot and think a lot about what I have going on and what I want to do and just plans and stuff. But also for hunting, you have to be very present. So, you know, it's like a weird juxtaposition of being very present for moments and then being it's clear. It's like either I'm present right here or I'm thinking, you know, very specific about future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool. It's definitely beneficial for you to just kind of step out of the grind and go mentality. And yeah, I think the hunting forcing you to be present allows you to like think about those things more too, because if you don't have something that's forcing you to focus, then you're probably just going to go back to what you usually do. But it like grounds you, and then you can really think about the bigger picture, get creative.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, what I've been thinking about lately is when, you know, obviously hunting, for me, hunting it's fun and I like it, but the best part about it is it's food, right? Like I'm providing for my friends and family, like I'm bringing back meat for us to eat. So yeah, the actual aspect of the hunt is very rewarding and fulfilling, but the most fulfilling part is definitely bringing it back. Like that's why people did that. They don't just do it. I mean, some people do it for sport, but to me, it's to provide. And so, the thought that's been in my head a lot is that people back in the day, let's say like the 1800s earlier, or if you lived in a remote area, I mean, still some people live this way, but basically your whole day is being present and accomplishing tasks to survive and get yourself ready for something, or but you can't think too far ahead, you know? And so I feel like I've been thinking a lot about, is that the best way to live?
Yeah.
Because I think about the future a lot, as most people probably do, think about the past and the future a lot. So you're not really living in the moment. But there's some people that, if you're a homesteader in Alaska, you can't afford to think about the past or the future
Yeah.
too much. You plan for winter, I guess, but everything you're doing planning for winter is active stuff you have to be present for in that moment. So it's not like most people where they get to sit at an office job for 8 hours a day, and then they have all of this, and they're not really doing that much work. Actually, they're just kind of sitting there and thinking about whatever, or mindlessly scrolling. Like, you kind of, I don't know. I think a balance, because I guess what it's taught me is, when I am thinking about the future, or I am thinking about the past, make it, what's the right word? Make it worthwhile. Yeah, intentional. Yeah, make it intentional. Make it something that, why am I planning this? Am I daydreaming, or am I trying to make my life better? Or am I thinking about the past in a negative way, where I am just anxiety about it or emotional, or am I thinking about something to learn from, right? So like, that's kind of, for me, something that I guess I've learned out here is, when I'm not present, be intentional with where my mind is at, because it's easy to, just lose track of that.
I like that. Yeah, because there's definitely a balance, right? Like, in those hunter gatherer times, yeah, it was always about pretty much just the next meal and like what you got to do in the present for that. And so there wasn't, now we have the luxury of free time and technology, and a lot of things are catered to us, and we have immediate gratification. So we have time to be anxious or depressed, and like a couple hundred years ago, that would be a weird phenomenon for most people to think of. But now, yeah, I think your approach to it, that a lot of us are just mindlessly in the past or future. We're rarely in the present. Even myself, I noticed, if I'm like washing the dishes or doing something, I'm thinking about something I got to do later, or I'm like constantly doing one thing and remembering what I did prior, or the next thing I got to do. And I've been trying to remind myself more, like, yeah, just be in the present, focus on what you're doing. There's a lot of spiritual quotes and biblical quotes of, the kingdom of heaven is at hand in the present, and everything that we have is right now. The past is over, the future doesn't exist. So I've been trying to do that too, but in a less extreme way of being in the wilderness and hunting. And then the other thing you said is just about being intentional of, okay, now I'm going to think about a memory, or now I'm going to plan my next goal is, but not allowing that to control you to where you're constantly in that mindset unless you choose to be. So I like that.
Yeah, definitely, dude. One of the realizations for me, it was kind of funny. I'm going to tell a little bit of a story and talk about the realization. But so I'm staying with my aunt and uncle, and my aunt, she runs a coffee shop, right? And they do everything themselves. So all the food they make themselves. So they make these breakfast burritos, right? And they eggs and sausage and potatoes and cheese, and they mix it all up in this. Yeah, you're gonna love this. They mix it all up in this huge bin. It's like a plastic tote, and it's probably, I don't even know. It's got to be 50 pounds. And so once you have all of the inside mixed up in that, you got to spoon it out onto the tortilla, fold the tortilla up, then you take a piece of paper, you fold up the paper around the burrito, you put that in a piece of plastic. From there, you take that piece of plastic, it's like a plastic bag. You twist the top, and then they have this little machine where you push the twisted part down, and it wraps a sticker around it. So now it's sealed, and then they freeze them, right?
Dang.
So
That's awesome.
It's this whole process, and my aunt started doing it, and it was in the afternoon, so nothing's really out moving out, so I can't hunt. So she had done like 2 or 3, and I just asked her, how long does this take you? And she's like, well, I can usually do if I'm by myself, 500 burritos in about 2 days. It takes a while. And so I was like, all right, well, let me help you. And so we took probably, I don't know, hour 15. And I just spooned the stuff out. And then the hardest part was folding the burrito up and then folding the piece of paper around the burrito. So she did that. And then while she was doing that, I would stack them all up, put an S on it for sausage, and then put them in the bags and tie them up and then box them. And it was such a cool feeling after it was done because I didn't think about anything other than just doing this little mindless task over and over and over again. And it almost was a refresh when I finished. And so back to my original point of my realization was I really liked doing that, and it was rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that in life, I could literally just choose to do things like that. And let's say I want to just homestead or something, or run a coffee shop or whatever. It's a lot of just doing these tasks to make sure that these things are the way they need to be. Like, let's say, you want to just homestead, grow all your food, make everything. You could literally wake up, take care of chickens, take care of your garden, like can stuff, and it would just be that all day, every day. And you literally wouldn't need a job. Like, you'd be fine. You could just do everything yourself. And but I just realized that that's an option.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was weird.
So caught up in our own little world. It's like, oh, you can do this too. You don't have to go try to be the absolute best and kill people for a living.
It's weird to think about the fact that, if you really nobody, I don't say nobody. It's very rare that people have the mindset of they can do whatever they want in life. I think we get caught in, people love routine, right? Like, I know you love routine. Maddie loves routine. I am not a routine person. So I feel like that routine, people, whatever it is, like, you stick to it. If that's something that's important to you, it's hard to, like, even if it's not important to you, it's hard to reframe your mind and realize you can do other things. Yeah. Oh, I don't have to do this. Oh, I'm going to be fine if I just completely switch up everything that I'm doing right now and just go for something else. And I think people are afraid of that for whatever reason. And I'm not saying that you have to do this or that you're unhappy if you're in a routine, but it's just interesting to think about the fact that, I don't know, I just believe whatever, if I just want to be a farmer or run a coffee shop or, do whatever, you could just make that decision and do it.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a good point. Like, you don't want that to become a crutch or like a box that you put yourself in. Obviously, most of your routine, if it's developed correctly, is there to serve you and what you're trying to do in the immediate future. But it's definitely good to, especially trips like this, like, to just reframe your mind and open yourself up a little bit. Like, sometimes I'm just getting to practice, like, mid-camp, like, get into my car, go to practice mid-camp, and I'm like, I could just get in this car and drive to California right now. Dude. I have that thought like 3 times a camp.
Oh, bro.
I'm like, I could do that, and that, even like that thought gives me a little bit of relief and freedom. Like, no, I'm choosing to do this. It's not a mindless act. Like, I just want to remind myself, like you're saying, there's a plethora of opportunities that I can do, but I'm choosing to do this specific routine, and it's like you got to make sure that that's something you're aware of.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If you're in a routine that you're not choosing, that's why people get depressed. Mm-hmm. That's why people get unhappy. And, there are other reasons, but if you're just doing things every day, it's not even doing things that you don't want to do. It's just doing things that you don't want to do that also don't align with your goals.
Yeah.
Right?
You're not choosing it. Like,
yeah.
Even if there's things that you don't want to do, but you're like consciously choosing it, then that's different than waking up and mindlessly going from place to place and job to job and like not thinking about it until you get home. It's like, it's a different mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love that. You said I could just drive straight to California right now. Dude, I mean, I know we've talked about this before, but we've talked about we travel a lot together, obviously, and so we go to the airport and you just see some crazy destination, Costa Rica or Bali or freaking Bozeman, Montana or something crazy. You're like, we could just change our flight right now and get on that and just completely forget everything we were about to do.
Yeah.
I think that was one of my first contenders fights that we got to delay or something. We're like, well,
Yeah.
we should just go to Mexico
Yeah.
or whatever. But I want to do that sometime. I've been talking about this a lot. I've talked about this with a couple people recently. I want to get a flight from State College to a big airport, Chicago or Newark or something, and then just get to that airport and walk around and look at the destinations on all the gates, and then just pick one and be like, I'm going here for a month.
That'd be sick. Is that not what we're doing for my bachelor party?
Oh man, there was too many. If it was like
just
me and you and
people.
yeah, there's too many moving parts. We should talk about that though. What do you think? Okay, what do you think did we talk about this already? I don't know. I haven't seen you in a million years, so I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna ask you. I want to ask you what you think we're gonna do, but it's not even worth it.
Yeah, I want to have that experience. Like, just show up and just be like, all right, break my whole routine. I fought. Just gonna just go with the flow wherever these guys take me, and if I die, I die.
Yeah. Oh man, what's gonna be nice about it? I will say this is that you're not gonna have to do anything, and you're just along for the ride. And we're gonna have a good time, and it's
all I need.
You're gonna be doing lots of things, man. So many things. It's just thing after thing after thing for 4, 5, 6 days straight, depending on if we make our flights back.
Well, that sounds like my nightmare, but I'm gonna love it.
Oh my gosh. Dude, I'm excited for your wedding, bro. I'm excited for the bachelor party for sure, but I'm very excited for the wedding.
Yeah, me too.
We're gonna have fun.
It's gonna be so many weekends in a row of just dope things. Fight, bachelor party, wedding, head to Greece. It's gonna be sick.
Dude, that's freaking awesome, bro. Yeah. So I don't know if this is podcast talk, but let's just talk about the logistics of fight week for you, because I have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah.
So what's the plan for travel and all that?
So we'll head out there Wednesday, the 18th, fly to Houston, and then Airbnb is like super close to the airport, so, and then the arena is super close to the Airbnb, so everything's kind of in the same area. And so we got me, you, Moose, Coach, and Zach, and then Nolan, my media guy. So those are the 6, and then I think Ian's coming later, Shaq's coming, Ronan's popping in, and then the fam will be there. So we should have a good crew. And so we'll just train through those couple days, weigh in Saturday, and then it's weird. I'm fighting on a Sunday, but that's
really weird. Yeah. So weigh-ins will be Saturday, like afternoon.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. That's fun. Yeah. So we'll have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to get the weight. Are you making? Is it 206?
Yeah.
Nice. What else I was gonna ask? I don't know if you know this. Georgia's fighting this weekend.
Yeah. You got to fight in Arkansas.
Finally, dude. Cool. I can't believe. Yeah, it was gonna happen. I had conversations with both y'all about this, but the patience aspect of MMA is so hard, man. Got to get people to accept a fight with y'all.
Yeah.
But it worked out.
Yeah, I just got off the phone with our guy Walker from UFC Fight Pass, and
nice.
I just did an interview with him, and he was saying he was asking about the same thing, just the layoff and not having guys fight, and I was like, yeah, it was not something I expected going in, but it's all good. I had a good year of training, and now I got someone, and he said that my opponent, he was like, yeah, your opponent was super confident. He said he was going to stuff a couple of your takedowns and then beat up your face and knock you out. I was like, bro.
Oh, my gosh.
I had my last fight, and I had 5 of those fights, and they were all just as crazy. So that him saying that just proves to me that he's going to show up, and that's all I asked for. So I'm not going to say anything to spook him. I'm not going to respond at all. Just show up, dude, please.
How long do you think he's been working on this?
You got to play.
Though?
Yeah.
How long has he been working on the sprawls?
At least a month. He's
Yeah.
gonna have to be sprawling for at least a month.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. But that's at least I got confirmation. I was a little worried because I hadn't heard anything, but he's definitely showing up for now. So that's all we care about. Yeah.
That's perfect, man. Yeah, I'm freaking pumped, dude. We're gonna have a great time.
Yeah.
Houston seems pretty dope too. So,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yes, that's pretty much it. I have a guy from Matt Factory coming in tomorrow to spar, and then finish up last hard training this week and start tapering down next week. So
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's ideal. I'll be back, I think, Sunday. Yeah, so
perfect.
be back at practice Monday. First practice in a freaking while.
Let's go.
Oh man, I'm gonna be so tired. I'm honestly like, it's so hard to. I mean, it's impossible when I'm out here to keep my nutrition on point, and I literally haven't worked out a single time. So
Dang.
it's so weird, bro. I think I needed it, but
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
that's probably so interesting for you.
it's weird, dude. It's weird. I'm the only reason that I can do it is because I'm filling that with something else that I'm super passionate about as well, you know. But that's for me. It's kind of weird. It does feel like it honestly feels to me right now like these last 6 weeks have been almost a sacrifice, like not training because I want to so bad, but I just feel like at the same time it was the right thing to do for me because I really wanted to hunt, and also I don't have that much more free time on the way.
Yeah.
Considering I've got a baby coming into the year. So I was like, I got to get this in.
No, it was so smart. It was perfect timing. And it all came together. Was my camp very lonely and have I been just talking to myself most of the time? Yeah, but it was still a great camp and I got a lot of good work in.
Dude, so that's honestly the biggest sacrifice that I felt was just not being there for you to train the whole time. So I was like, mother fricker, this is terrible. This guy helped me all these fights, and now he's got one coming up, and I missed like.
No, I knew what you were doing and that you needed it. I was actually super pumped that you were taking the time to do it. And like you said, it takes a certain amount of sacrifice and like courage to be able to do that and just take a step back. And thankfully, I was still able to get a great camp in with here and Florida. So it was it's definitely probably my best camp yet. Just overall with where I'm at health wise and training wise. So don't feel bad at all.
That's good. Yeah, and it worked out with you being able to go down to Florida while I was gone. So you know, got some good work down there, and I'm excited. I'm excited to get back there. We're gonna have some fun, and you know, take these last 3 weeks of taper and just get ready to go. But I guess we didn't talk about we talked about that fact that I am hunting, but we didn't talk about the big ass elk I shot.
Bro, that was one of the dopest videos I've ever seen. That made Meat Eater look like one of like Ronan's old YouTube videos.
Ouch!
I know, right? Violated. That was like the first violation on the show that was actually legit personal.
I just wanted to include him a little bit.
Tony has been waiting he's been saving that one all week. He's like, oh, I can't wait.
You're so good now. You progressed so much. You know, back when you were in the low gang, it was a little different.
Wow.
Oh man. All right.
No, but that video was sick, dude.
Insane, man. It was so basically so we get there, New Mexico elk hunting. It's a archery muzzleloader unit, so it's a trophy unit, so there's no rifle hunting. So these bulls are big. And first day we get in and we saw a bunch of elk in the morning. Wind wasn't good, so we didn't make any moves on them. And then that afternoon we came around, glassed the same spot, and we saw no elk, but we knew they were in there. It was just hot, so they're all bedded down and stuff. And so second morning we get out, and we're getting out at 5 a.m. and hiking up this mountain a few miles back into the backcountry, and the right away on the second day, on the second morning, we hiked maybe 500 yards, and then my guide bugled, and we immediately got a response. So we knew there was a ton of elk, and one almost came in. It was probably at 70, 80 yards, but the woods were thick, so we couldn't see him. And so then we were just hiking and bugling and calling and trying to find them and stuff. And we'd see one, and we'd hike out to it. And we were trying not to chase them too much, because you can't chase elk. They can move too quick, and you're just not going to win that battle. So we kind of got to a point around maybe 8:30 a.m. where we thought it was going to start to lull, and we ended up on this ridge, and a bull bugled near us, and we called him in. We bugled back to him, and he walked right by us at 35 yards, and he ended up. I only saw his antlers, but he was just moving quick, so he just boom busted right through, and he didn't see us, but I never got a shot. And so then we were kind of just going to chill, eat lunch, and my guide bugled one more time, and we got. Oh no, he didn't bugle one more time. So we just got down to the spot, basically on that ridge, and we looked up about 500-600 yards away on the top of the mountain, and there was a big bull all the way up there. And so once he saw him, he bugled, and the dude immediately flipped his head and looked and was like, and then beeline straight for us, bro. He was coming into fight, dude. So for those people that don't know, when elk are bugling, that's basically like them yelling at the other elk, like, "What's up, pussy? Like, let's run it." Like that. That's like basically.
Oh,
what
I thought
saying.
it was a mating thing.
So there's different calls, right? So that they can do like a challenge, basically bugle. They can call their cows in. There's different stuff, but a lot of times when they scream like that, and it's like the loud bugle that people know elk for, that's like, let's fight, bro. I'm trying to scrap. And so, which I love that. I love that part about elk. I think
that makes it so much doper, because he like ran up on y'all.
Yes, that's why, bro. So he gets in, and he's at about 60 yards, and I'm back in the shadows, and the sun's pointed right to him. The wind's blowing into us, which is perfect, so he can't smell us. And he's coming, and he's going to cross. So I have, I think he's going to cross at about 40 yards up in the woods, and which is kind of the way he's heading. And then my guide, so my guide's behind me about 40 yards, because you want them to think they come in right to the bugle. They know exactly where it is. And so you basically want to put the hunter in between the bull and the guide, so he'll cross him. And so my guide backed up and changed the angle. So then when he changed the angle, I don't know if you can kind of see it on the video, but he changes directions and starts coming down.
Okay.
And he comes down, he gets to about 25 yards, and he's still behind these trees. And he just lets one rip right in our face, just that dinosaur sound. And it's so cool, because like I said, he's coming in to fight. He's coming in to protect his territory and stuff. So this dude's charged up. And then he walked up through a little clearing about 4 yards. And since he's ready to fight, he's coming in straight onto me, right? Most animal shots you would want to shoot a broadside shot through the lungs, through the organs and stuff, but he's facing straight at me. And so the only option for me now is a frontal shot. So frontal shots are super deadly, because obviously there's a ton of important stuff in your chest, in the chest of the elk, but it's just less area, so it's harder. It's obviously a smaller target. So to me, what I've seen, it's the most deadly shot, but you just have to hit the shot. So he walked up, stops at about 18 yards. I had already drawn back, and I had held my draw for probably 45 seconds. I drew when he was back in the trees, and he couldn't see me. So then when he got up there right in my face, 18 yards, I just sent one, and it was perfect shot. So the elk have a lighter body, and then their neck gets dark, and you want to hit it right where the dark and the light connect. Mm-hmm. And it went boom right through there, and immediately blood everywhere. And immediately I knew he's done, because of where the shot hit and how the blood went and stuff. So there was a lot of times in hunting, you shoot an animal, it runs off. You don't really get to see it die. You don't know if it died. There's a kind of a suspense feeling. for me, as soon as I let that arrow go and it hit him in the chest, it was over. And he sprinted away, but I start uncontrollably cursing. Oh man, I said this to Maddie. I was like, there's literally, I don't curse much at all. There's about 2 times where I'll consistently curse. It's after I kill an animal and when I'm drinking heavily. Yeah, so
she was like, I was like, we were talking about it. I was like, did you see the video? She was like, no, I didn't see any video. I was like, okay, I'm gonna let him show you. I don't know if he wants to see.
She told me, yeah. So I just showed her in person yesterday. But yeah, she told you. I'm guessing that she's out here now with me.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, it was crazy though. So basically, my uncle was there videoing, and I just tackled him, and I was like, "Let's effing go! Let's effing go!" And then our guide came up, and about maybe 15 seconds later, we heard him hit the ground and pile up, and yeah, he died. He only went 30 yards. He died in like less than a minute. It was a perfect shot, right through his freaking heart, literally perfectly through the middle of his heart. So that'll do some damage.
Yeah, usually.
But yeah, then it was cool because we were out there on the mountain. So we ended up cutting them up, quartering them out, getting all the meat, putting the game bags, and then packing them out. Did I sent you the pack out video or no?
No, yeah, you're walking with his yeah.
With his head.
Dude, that must have been took a while. It was a freaking big boy.
Yeah. It took to basically you quarter him up, so you cut his arms, all his legs off, and then you get the back straps, you get the inner loins, you get neck meat, you get a bunch of stuff, and so we got a ton of meat, and after that, then we had to pack him out, so I put him on the pack, and I carried him. It wasn't far at all. It was just, luckily for us, there was a road up on the top of the mountain on the ridge, so we were almost all the way to the top. If we would have to go back, we would have to go 5 miles at least. But since we go up top, it was only probably, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile or so, and it took us maybe 15 minutes of just hiking up there, and got them all back at camp, and now I'm back in Colorado. That was whatever, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago, and now I'm in Colorado trying to get another one. So I got one more tag and about 4 days to fill it. So
let's go.
We're close, and if I can get this last one, then the season was 100% success rate.
Yeah, so you had 4 animals from.
Yeah, mule deer, turkey, and 2 elk. So
Jeez.
that would be pretty sick. So we've seen some good bulls out here. Just a lot of private land, so haven't been able to connect with one. But if I can connect with one, I know I'll smoke it. So just takes time. Let's
go. That's freaking sick, dude.
Could be the only UFC fighter with 100% finish rate and 100% kill rate.
Yes, sir. I like that. After I kill this next one, I'm gonna post that. That's gonna be the caption.
That's dope.
You heard it here first.
That's why I pay the big bucks.
So one thing that I think is very, very topical to talk about, and I'm kind of upset over, is that I'm sure you guys saw the clips of Taylor Swift.
I knew you were gonna bring this up, dude. Out of the whole script, I knew you were gonna bring that up.
And and Travis Kelce. Have you guys seen the clips of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce? I'm kind of upset about it.
Why? Let's hear your perspective, because we have.
Dude, I used to love Kelce until he freaking. I'm not even gonna say it.
Yeah.
Until he
sold out.
Scumbag.
So yeah, I mean, Taylor Swift's PA resident, grew up in Reading, 30 minutes from me.
Really?
She's a little bit older.
You grew up with her?
From that. Pretty much. I mean, we're like neighbors.
In middle school?
I wish, man. When I was in middle school, she was probably in I guess she probably didn't go to college, but I was definitely underage. I thought she was going to get with some kind of Philadelphia guy or something, but I honestly got pretty pissed about it. So what I'm going to send you over is, some of my attempts at DMing some big celebrities, and I want to hear your reviews on them.
Good
so
Lord.
I want to start with Taylor Swift, and we're going to move on from there. So let me know
you're sending us clips of you DMing chicks?
Well, yeah. because I wanted. That's what Travis Kelce did. So let's see.
He just DM'd her.
Yeah, just DM'd her, and I think the line was like, "I've seen you rock the stage in Arrowhead, so you got to see me rock the stage in Arrowhead Stadium." And then she came to a game. So, I want to think of stuff a little bit less creative because that's how it usually works. So I went for Taylor Swift. Went with the classic high. Nothing too crazy there.
Okay.
Went with the classic high, just HI. Don't want to give her like the fact that like I'm obviously obsessed with her. Swiftie from day one, but
just try to play it cool. She's
just try to play it cool.
300 million followers, but play it cool is gonna work.
Yeah, like I'm Ronan Bell, she's Taylor Swift. Like, we're pretty close there. Next one I tried to go at is Kylie Jenner. Now I know that she's almost at 400 million followers here, so I had to work a little. I know that I'm gonna have to probably work a little bit harder. So I went the Yo with 4 O's.
Dude, the lack of creativity with these is just astronomical.
This is embarrassing, dude.
Pretty good, not gonna lie. I mean, like,
no. What do you mean, not gonna lie? It's terrible.
Dude, they're all the same. They're just in different languages.
Well, Shakira, I did Ola because she speaks Spanish.
Why didn't you actually try to rizz these girls up, bro? You should have.
Yeah, bro. I would have
rizzing.
No, this is embarrassing, dude. This is like sad. You want to know how to get a girl on DM, Ronan? I can tell you how to do it.
Okay.
You want to know? I'm asking if you want to know. Because if you don't want to know, I won't tell you. But if you want to know,
I'm breaking out the notepad.
All right,
I'm curious as well.
This is what you say. Let's get married.
That's way better.
You don't have to mean it. Forward. You don't have to mean it, but they will respond and they'll love it.
Okay.
You just have to be prepared for the situation where they call your bluff.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to stick to it.
Which is what happened to both Tony and I.
That's fair. That's fair.
I wasn't going to say it.
Oh, man, I had to. Just kidding, girls. Not that you'll ever listen to this.
We do have 100% male, viewership from this podcast.
So we know his fiance and my wife are not listening.
My fiance does, for sure.
No. Oh man. Oh well.
Yeah, that's we'll work on that, Ronan. That's
okay.
That's embarrassing.
Okay, I'll go for it. So I took some notes. This is what I came up with. I drew a smiley face.
Good Lord.
Figured.
I was just going to talk about how I'm dominating fantasy football in the Betr League.
It's a great thing to talk about. I heard that you won again.
What do you mean you heard? You already know, bro.
I heard from.
What's that?
Who's your QB?
Tua, but.
Oh, I knew you had Tua, bro. Yeah. I got that headline this week. He went off, huh?
Yeah, they won 70 to freaking 20 or something like that. It was insane. But yeah, he went off. Keenan Allen went off. Derrick Henry scored 2 points. So that's not good.
Wow.
But this is the thing. My team's so stacked. I can have stars in my lineup just absolutely poop the bed and still dominate. So that's the type of team we're dealing with right now. Absolutely annihilating these guys. It's crazy to me because, I'm just an MMA fighter. Like, I don't even watch football. You know how many football games I watched this weekend? Zero. And these guys can't compete with me. Mikey Locks, freaking, who else is in there? Rizzo, Strasser. I'm naming names. I don't even know who's in this league, but Derek sucks. But I'm absolutely dominating these guys, and they just can't keep up with it. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the fact that I'm a real life competitor, a real life savage, and these dudes just they can't handle it.
You can't win a competitive league as a fanatic. Just the laws of nature don't allow it.
Yeah, it is a nature thing. I think it's a nature thing. It's maybe a genetic thing. They might have to do something with that, but at the end of the day, it's truly inevitable, and there's really nothing they can do about it.
I also heard Mikey Locks lost to Derek this week.
Derek dominated Mikey Locks, but Mike would have won if he would have played Mostert. So is that really a win? I don't know.
Derek also got commented back by John Jones this week. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Derek and me have been going back and forth in private conversation a little bit, and I'm not going to air that out, but homeboy's delusional. He's a legit insane person.
Doesn't seem that way.
It's wild, man. I can't text him anymore. I'm going to block him. They deleted him from our group message. I don't think they've added him back yet. It's rough out there.
Do you think he fights in the next 6 months? Derek, boxing match. Is it actually going to happen?
I hope he does, man. And if Derek fights, I'll be in his corner 100% supporting him. Because despite the fact that he's delusional, despite the fact that he's terrible at fantasy, that he sucks, he's family, man. He's part of the Betr fam. And I got to ride with my guy. So I'll help him however I can. I'm not an expert at boxing, but I know how to throw hands a little bit. So, I'm riding with Derek in the boxing ring. Fantasy football, I can't do it. He's terrible. But in boxing, that's my guy.
You heard it here first.
Ronan versus Derek.
I couldn't get my weight.
No, that's no good. We need to find Derek an opponent. I don't know who it should be. Next podcast, let's run through some options for Derek.
Okay. I also want to hear, because you were so passionate about it, Ronan. Who is your dream matchup for Miss T Swift?
What do you mean?
Like, you were upset about Travis Kelce, so who would you want to see her with?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's weird.
Philly guys, Meek Mill, like Bryce Harper would be a good one. Great Philly guy.
Good hair.
Nick Foles, probably. Like, I don't want to compare him to anyone, but he's up there on top Philadelphians of all time. Ryan Howard.
Okay.
That's maybe not.
That's enough. You've thought about this way too much.
Well, I mean, it's just like it's got to be a Philly guy. Like,
I can see Bryce Harper.
Dude, Ronan? Why do you rep Philly? You're literally not even from Philly.
I'm from right outside of Philly. I love all.
That's not Philly.
Oh, you're a Broncos fan, and they lost by 50 this week.
I don't even, dude.
You have no connection to that. If the Eagles lost by 50, I'd be effing pissed. Like, I'd be so angry.
Listen, I'm not a fan of any sports team. I don't care who wins and who loses. I'm a fan of my own fantasy team, and at the end of the day, I'm never going to get pressed about some random dudes run around in uniforms, get more points scored on them than they scored. I do not care about that. So, eat it.
You just don't get it, man. You just don't get it.
I don't get it.
Not Philly.
I don't get it. I don't get why you're cheering for a team that you live 2 hours away from where they train and practice in the stadium. Like, come on.
All right. I grew up 45 minutes outside of Philly. That's pretty close.
45 minutes outside of Philly and an hour and a half from wherever they play. I don't even know.
I also grew up 45 minutes outside of Philly.
Yeah, but like, Tony, when was the last time? This is a great question. When was the last time you watched any professional sporting event besides Bo fighting or someone else fighting?
Live?
You watch live?
Live. Like, we're talking, like, when the game actually started.
I watched when Brady came back from that 28-3 deficit.
That's like
that was a Super Bowl like 6 years ago.
And I bet my little brother, Zach, $50 when they were down 28-3 that Brady would come back and win, and he still hasn't paid me for it. So,
dude, you should have just put $50 on the freaking sports book, put it on Betr.
Yeah,
and you would have been 100x immediately.
If Betr was around then, I would have done it, but they were 6 years prior. I'm watching the Redeem Team right now, though.
Dude,
as you told me, and
I cried.
Yeah, it's dope.
Have you cried yet?
Not yet, because it's like I'm like the climax right now, so it's about to turn over to them to getting the goal finally. So it's freaking good.
You know why you don't cry at movies? Is because you watch half of them and then you get to reset and watch the other half. You don't get that nice build up.
That's true. That's true. The last movie so the closest I get to crying is like my eyes get a little watery, but they never like release. So I just like I feel like I need to cry, but I just can't get it out of me. This is like gonna really blow your mind, but it was that WWE movie
With John Cena?
No, it was The Rock and Paige. It was the story of that Paige girl who's like a big WWE superstar.
Oh, Paige. What's her name? I forget. I know what you're talking about.
Fighting with My Family is what it's called.
Oh, geez, that sounds terrible.
And for some reason, because they're all like huge fans, so like
yeah,
he ends up. But for some reason, that one got me, dude. It hit close to
man,
home.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get in the WWE sooner or later.
Yeah, they just freaking merged with UFC, so now it's definitely gonna happen.
Yeah, it's going. There's a lot of crossover to be had.
Yeah,
so
that's gonna be sick.
All right, well, I gotta get back out and glass the milk.